Mel, well, we're into season 24-25. What's your assessment of the start of the season so far across the board at the club?
Yeah, we're really happy with the progression and development of a number of our players. It's been a bit of a transition in respect to our playing roster. We're really excited about the future ahead, and we've been planning for this for a significant period of time. And we've seen a number of players get their opportunity this year, and we're really looking forward to them and continuing their development at our club. And we've seen over 10 players obtain a full-time contract at our football club from our academy over the last 12 months. So we're really excited about their future ahead and the future ahead for our football club. And in respect to our A-League women's program, we're in a similar sort of position where we have a number of talented players who are getting their opportunity both here at this football club and also for our national team. And we're really excited about the future ahead.
Talking about some of those opportunities for young players, I guess beginning in the men's space, against Adelaide United, breaking the club record for the youngest starting 11 based on average age. That's obviously been a transition, as you mentioned, that the club is sort of going through. How positive has it been to see the early fruits, I suppose, of that particular work?
Yeah, I think it's not only just them getting an opportunity, I guess it's the way they're performing, which is really, really exciting for the club. Seeing them come in a really early on in the season and having an impact as they are, I think is a really big positive for our football club. And John and the coaching staff have done a fantastic job in giving them that opportunity. And now it's up to the individuals now, the platform and the opportunities that we've provided to them. It's how far they can go. And so far we've seen some great transition and progression of players from youth football into first team football, and that's always a challenge. But you've seen a lot of players that have progressed in such a short period of time, and I think that's the positive part for us at this point in time.
I know you may not like to single out individuals, but one of those in particular, Dylan Leonard, who's come not only, just from the academy like some of the other younger guys have, but first pro contract, debut, youngest player in the club's in men's player in the club's history, to starting a couple of games in a row. Then guys like Charbel Shamoon, stepping in for the captain of the club, earns a first call up at under 23 level as well. Those little individual stories in particular, how much does that excite you and the whole staff? The academy staff that have invested their time into these guys, and obviously the first team staff giving them that opportunity.
I think it's really pleasing for everyone at the club to see these players develop. These are players that have worked in our academy system for a relatively short period of time. When you think about it, we're really early in our existence, and it's a credit to all the coaches and the academy staff who have developed and progressed these players in such a short period of time. And then you have to take your hat off to the individuals as well. And like you mentioned, Dylan Leonard is a 17-year-old kid, just turned 17 this year, and has been given his opportunity early on. And he's continuing to grow match on match, and we've seen him continue to develop, and he's certainly not shy of competing at this level, that's for sure. And he's got a long way to go, and his first steps have been fantastic, and everyone's really excited about the future ahead for Dylan. You mentioned also Charbel, who's stepped in a really important time, in a critical time, and he's done a fantastic job in a short period. He's developed through our academy as well, and it's great to see these players getting their chance, but also not only just their chance, their opportunity to continue to cement their place, hopefully in the side, whether that be this season or whether that be moving forward. But I guess what we do have is a really good future ahead, and these guys are getting great game time in a short period of time, and have developed and shown that we're in a really good position moving forward.
Again, sort of using those couple of individuals as a bit of an example for the broader sort of pathway. They're sort of on opposite ends of the spectrum in that Dylan only arrived at the club, start of this year for the 2024 academy season, progressed very quickly, whereas Charbel's been in the academy for a good 3 years or so, kept working, fighting and sort of waiting for the time to take his opportunity. How much do you put on, how much praise do you give the academy staff and the program itself, that obviously now in the last couple of years we've become a fully fledged academy with 4 junior teams, and that pathway to progress not only into the first team, but we're seeing guys from the youth academy teams reaching youth national team level as well. So I guess catering to all different kinds of players and their sort of development journeys. How pleased are you with the academy program and how quickly it's come alive in such a short space of time.
Yeah, it's been really incredible that the players have been able to develop in a short period of time. It's credit to all the staff and the effort that they put in to develop these players. We've only had them for a short period of time, as you mentioned. We're really early in our infancy as a club. We're an emerging club that's had a really big impact in a short period of time. And it's a credit to Anthony Frost and the broader team in the academy setup who have put together an academy in such a short period. But we're able to compete from day one, since we've obviously introduced this academy, and we've been able to find and identify and scout the most talented players. And not only are they performing for us as a football club, but as you mentioned, we've had a number of players that have been called into national teams, whether that be senior, whether that be age group, across our men's and women's program. And we're probably really, really happy with the fact that the last 12 months has shown a real progression of players into that national team setup. We had 4 women's players go to the Under-20s World Cup most recently, which has been fantastic. And then we've just arrived back from a national team camp with the Under-23s, where we had 5 players called in who are all contracted players with our football club. I don't think there's many clubs that have been able to do that over the course of the last 12 months, and we're really proud that the transition and shift of where we come from as a football club to really invest and develop our players in our own academy, I guess shows that we're really committed to providing an opportunity for these players. And all we can do is continue to provide the platform, and then hopefully from their end they're able to continue to evolve and develop here at our club. And it's a credit to our coaches across our academy, also across our first team, men's and women's, who have put in a significant amount of time to develop these players. And we've got a long way to go, no doubt. We certainly know that there's going to be a bit of patience required. That's by the player and also the club, so we've got some time to work through what that looks like. But the good thing is the opportunity will be there for these players, and hopefully they can take their opportunity as they come to hand.
And it's not just the players themselves that are obviously benefiting from the vision and the work going on at the club, but so many members of coaching staff have gone on to achieve great things. Foxy obviously with the Socceroos, Anthony Frost, you mentioned, obviously doing some work with the Under-23s as well, and then Vince Urado, amazing success in China, and even in the women's space, Kat Smith going into the All-Stars, even look at someone like Shana, started out in our women's program and is doing incredible things with the national team as well. As a club, holistically, we often harp on the players because they're the ones on the pitch, scoring the goals or making the tackles, etc. But how important is it to grow the club as a whole and the football staff as well as that?
Yeah, really important. I think each individual will tell you when they do come into this club, one of the biggest things we talk about is our club culture, values and behaviours, and first and foremost making sure that we get the right people here. I think that's the focus of our club. That's our point of difference, and we'll continue to drive those values, behaviours and everything that we expect from a Western United employee. So as a starting point, we really want to make sure we get the right people. And then from there, we want to give them the opportunity to grow and the platform to develop and progress their careers. And if we can do that whilst developing our own players, develop our own staff, we're certainly happy to continue to provide opportunities for staff to continue on in the national team and progress to bigger and better things overseas if that's their desire. From our end, we just want to make sure that when they are here, that they're aligned to exactly what we want to be as a football club. And we're really happy to progress these individuals, allow them to have opportunities abroad, allow them to progress within the national team, and then most importantly is I guess elevating and progressing talented players and also staff from within. So you'll see that Andrew Durante, Diogo Ferreira have 2 individuals in the men's program that have progressed from our academy setup and have more than shown that they're capable to progress in our football club culturally, but also technically and tactically they're obviously aligned to our football club and where we want to be. So it's fantastic that Kat was obviously rewarded with her opportunity last year in the A-League All-Stars along with Michael Theo as well. So we've seen some great people come through this club, and we'd love to continue down that path, and the opportunity that we put ahead for not only players but our staff is something that's really important to our club.
You touched on it a bit before, obviously around the national team selections and things. Obviously in the women's space, a little bit different to the men's in that we don't have an official academy, but obviously we have that relationship with with Calder that brought about much of the sort of early work and success of our women's program. But as you mentioned, 4 players at the Under-20 World Cup, 2 players in the most recent Matilda squad that we'll be cheering on in the next couple of weeks. Talking about sort of infancy and being a new club around the academy setup, only being around for a couple of years, the women's program is the youngest part of the club, obviously only 2 seasons old, but 2 finals appearances, top 3 finishes on the table, obviously looking to challenge again this season. How much encouragement do you continue to get from the work being done in the women's program to identify young talents? We've recruited a couple of young Matildas and things like that this season. So yeah, how much encouragement do you continue to get from that? Yeah,
really encouraged by the program that we're developing and progressing in the women's space. I think it comes down to the foundations of where we started and the hard work that was obviously that was put together by a number of people to get us to a point where we were able to have an A-League women's team and be competitive from day one. The platform and the association with Calder has been a huge success for us. They've been a significant help in bringing together and developing the A-League women's football footprint at our club, and it continues to play a major part. And you'll see that players have been continuing to progress from our MPL program at Calder. We've really seen some players progress from that program into the A-League women's space. We'll continue to evolve in that space as the landscape changes, and as things change we also need to develop as well and adapt. So we're really happy with the foundations and the base that we've got in respect to our A-League women's program. We have high ambitions and high expectations for our A-League women's program. We're really comfortable with the squad that we've put together, and we think we're obviously going to be hopefully challenging this season, but also we've put ourselves in a really good position for succession planning and ensuring that we're not only competitive this season, but we're looking forward to next season and beyond.
How important has it been since the women's program came in to I suppose, make sure we do it to the best possible ability straight away and get competitive straight away. And yeah, like I said, 2 top 3 finishes and finals, and continuing to look forward and plan for the future. As you mentioned, we've across the 2 seasons we've had a mix of international experience, young local talents. Look at obviously someone like Alana Cordolino from the West, who's just made a professional debut recently as well. How important has that been, while we don't have the official sort of academy pathway, to always be on the lookout for young talents there and top up with your Chloe Lagazos and the like?
Yeah, it's a challenging space because it's very different based on the environment. That not a full-time rider over 12 months, so you have to work things that really differently. So you've got to identify players that you want to bring in and enhance your squad each season. It's important to make sure that you're across, I guess, all the National Premier League's competitions. We have a number of talented players that are playing across many levels across Australia, so it's important for us to continue to monitor and scout and ensure that we're looking at players that can take the step up and provide them with that opportunity in the A-League women's space. Finding that balance and mixing with established players and experienced players like the ones that we do have has been really important. I think over the first 2 seasons we've certainly got the mix right, and this year we're really comfortable with the squad that we do have and the balance that we do have as well. So we've got some exciting young talent in line to make their debut this season, but also not just this season. We're really happy with the squad that we've enhanced, that we've put together to enhance this year, but also what it looks like moving forward. And we're really excited about where this team can go. We've got a good balance of experience and youth, and there's always a great opportunity for younger talented players to get that chance. And we've seen over the last 3 years, not only have they had that chance to play, but they've had an impact in ensuring that we've been successful on the field, which has been great. So I think no different this season. We really see a number of players flourishing and a number of players getting their chance, and also the quality of that experience and established players that can help us be competitive at A-League level. I think it's a really even A-League women's competition this year, and I think there's a real good opportunity for us and clubs to stamp their footprint on the league over the next few weeks. So important few weeks for our club, and I think we're ready to go.
And just the final one, all this encouragement and excitement and the journey and the vision, it's all obviously underpinned by us finally being out here, being at home in Tarneit. What will this place do for the future and for these pathways and the young players in the West that are coming through to have this base and this hub of football here to connect with the community, to learn the Western United way and obviously progress things forward as, you know, the precinct and the stadium and everything goes on in the future. Being here now for the best part of this calendar year, how important has this been? How important will this continue to be in realising this vision and continuing to, you know, breed the next Dylan Leonards and Avani Prakashas and Alana Cordelinos, etc.?
Absolutely. It's been a challenging 5 seasons for the club in respect to the fact that we've been displaced for a long period of time. The fact that we're now here in our home in the west of Melbourne, Victoria, has been fantastic for everyone involved, and there's been a lot of hard work to get to this point, and we have a long road ahead, but we certainly know we're on the right track. And I think not only just from the football department perspective, from a whole of club, the ability for us to connect with the community now that we're entrenched in the heart of the west of Melbourne and Victoria allows us to not only develop players but also provide opportunities for people and really connect with this group of people and community in the west of Melbourne. So for us to finally establish our footprint here in Tarneit has been a fantastic achievement, of which the players, the staff, the coaching staff, the administration have all been very pleased with the fact that we've been able to establish ourselves in our home. And when you walk around this facility and it's branded green and black, and it's imprinted with our values and our behaviours and everything that we expect in our team charter, it feels like home. And for us, we love being here, and for our opposition, it's going to be daunting, and we want it to be daunting. We want it to be a place where they struggle to come, and we've seen with the 2 home games that we've had here, 3 home games now, the 1 men's and the 2 women's. This is a tough place to come, and we want to continue to enhance and evolve and grow with the community here in the west of Melbourne. And being here in our heartland and being here in Tarneit at Impiombato Fields has certainly helped us in the short period that we've been here. So I think for any aspiring player or any aspiring coach that wants to be involved in Australian professional sport, this is a desirable club to be at. This is a club that has a great future. This is a club that has a footprint that no other club is able to establish in the 20 years of the A-League as such. So we're really excited about the journey ahead, and we're really excited to be here in Impiombato Fields